I got on here, articulated this fucking message. I was on this phone because it had space. This one was full of all the day's events. I was patching it together. I was trying to say something, and like usually happens when this does happen, first you end up with a bunch of videos that are immediately fucking not relevant. You start losing the ability to have anything fucking fit because it's happening so fast. You get a rapid, it's like being shot through a tube of transformation, and on the other end of the tube, not like the previous end. Things work better. It worked. I don't know. I, I don't like it either. Take it up with your mom. All right, you got a problem? Tell your mom that this ain't right. That's all I can say. Now, I called upon my grandfather. I found him in the appropriate place. I did get a message from him, and this is the appropriate time for this all to fit. I'm not even smart enough to do that myself. That's why I ruined the video before, and now this one's not even gonna have internet now. So there can be no miracle sound. I'm sorry. There can be no props involved because obviously it's short circuiting out the voodoo of Christ. I'm sure this has something to do with it. Why do you have a fucking Old Testament style snake on a pole? Of the sounds that it makes. This was totally unintentional. This unintentional side piece gag reel made a hell of a fucking ruckus when it fell down because well, I mean, the whole job of this thing is to fall down and not perform on stage when demanded. Case in point, this is why it has this handle here, because this is part of a matching set. This is a fucking promise, a gift to someone who has the other one, who is just as much chosen the other path that's not really the Christ path. I'm just saying. You have to get it from Christ because he set you up. He does. He set me up. He did. He set me up. When I went to jail, I spent the whole time doing service work, and I loved it. I was reading Bible, mostly to black dudes who liked it, and I like to do it. And I've grown out of that. I don't feel the same way, but at the time, that's where I was. I'm not afraid of that. It was something to do. I was good at it, but now I'm better at this, which isn't that. It's this. So, and I can be honest about how this has played out. Now, it led me in a different direction completely in my life. And it began very simple, easy to see what it was, because I'd had voices before say stuff, and I wonder about that. You know, who's saying that? What's this voice saying? It says something. You know, you could interpret that right or wrong. This isn't that. This started with a very strong sensation right here in my chest, and it was for me to say something. And it was whatever the fuck I thought I needed to say. And I could say it. And I've followed it, and it works. It's better than getting. I don't want the advice. I don't want I don't want the voice. I don't care if it even knows. I'm not interested. I'm not. And now I see the wisdom of that. I wouldn't have been able to before. I just got this just now, to be honest. And I experienced it very hard on what was actually going on because I never could make sense of it. And actually, this isn't me making sense of it now. This is me saying the sense of it has been made by the higher intelligence or the Christ that lives in me, because it's whatever occurs in your heart, which is the way I understand Christ. I do say his name's Essa because that's what he told me. That's the only thing he ever said. And from somebody who's heard these voices before, I've been very suspect of them. So I don't even like saying that to people because you open yourself up to looking crazy. All right? So there. So this is how fucking fucked up it is too. Because when I got this, I got to get on the stand and I told my version of a story. And I remember it. I remember it now. I remember what I said, and it wasn't anything I had to do to change it or anything like that. Now, because I had to ask the other person, because when I got at the right time, whatever compelled me to get this through this issue, I didn't want to do it because I saw it was going to be a problem. It was going to bring a problem into it. And there is a problem. There is. There is a problem. Fortunately, I'm not on the problem side because when I heard what I just heard from the other person, they don't have it. They don't. They took everything I did, every fucking thing for so many different times and put it all into one fucking shot. They put it into a shot behind whatever they went on trial and said. That was so many other things that they put into that. What happened with her dad? They tried to say I stabbed him and said none of that shit even happened. Not even close. Not even close. And whatever she's telling me, it's not even true. There's nothing I can say, but I told her. I was like, that's not what happened. She doesn't even know. And she's taken other times, I know because I was there. At other times, she's taken the whole relationship and looped it back into, and still's beating herself up about it. Beating herself up about everything. I'm like, why would you want to do that? Why are you yelling like this? I'm like, do you hear me yelling at you? I was like, do you not see that that's what it does to you? I saw it. I mean, I know that she did, but I see what it is now. I see what it is. And if I didn't have that stupid sensation that now I'm calling it the Lord, God, that stupid sensation led me through. I didn't get to pay for my sins of the relationship, and I got off. Oh, yeah, I was not guilty, and they tried to lump every fucked up thing as that I did to her, and she's still in the circle loop, believing that that's the right version, and doesn't see that it's been manipulated, and can't, and can't forgive herself for what she's doing, and is not even able to hear me say, "Hey, I'm not trying to tell you that. I'm not even interested in that. That's fucked up. I'm telling you, this is something else, another way to go. I hear what you're saying. I understand what you're telling me about me that I thought, but that's not the way I'm not. How can you tell? Because I'm not yelling at you and freaking out like you are. And I have it on good authority, my grandpa, that the timing's right in regards to you. Jew, she is Jew. We found this out early in, well, somewhere. She's kind of got a big nose, so I sort of a little bit racist enough to know that I thought that. And her dad, the guy that I supposedly stabbed a bunch in the face, I didn't. He sucker punched me from behind. I knocked the fuck out of him. He flew into the glass fucking window. Was like in the window, sitting down, bloody as hell from the glass, and I ran. I ran so fast to my car, I didn't have the keys. I ran so fast back, I got the keys, I left. Now, she's got all kinds of other story. Here's the problem. I left. I escaped. I wasn't there. But they wanted to pursue me so much. They did come to my mom's house. They just don't say that at court. See, now I can see. I can see. Yeah, they didn't have to do anything to get her to say anything. She doesn't even notice that's what's going on now. And it's fucked her up. And I'm like, I tried to avoid this. All I want to know is how can this be? How can this be that they thought it would be okay to just break the rules and do this? Because they have it. They have them. They have her now. The thinking and the thoughts, it's that shit. It's that beat yourself up and all this other stuff, there is no forgiving, but there's also no growing from it. I said, well, hold on. I saw this before. I was like, after I first realized I could fucking turn you to hamburger meat with my fist and I blacked it out, I uncovered one of those memories and I saw it. And it freaked me out because when you next put your hands on me and I was all fucking made a big deal about it and you dismissed it completely and was like, oh, I can do it because I'm a woman. I'm like, okay, I don't think that's the right way to go. But it took a long time. And I just told her, I was like, well, then here we go. I was like, the Lord has to work on me with my anger. I had to do that with my dad. I said, Whopper. I was like, what the fuck is going on with you? I was like, why do I have to work on my anger? Jesus makes me work on my anger. I was like, he doesn't care about your anger? He told me, this is what he said. And this is where I am again. I'm right back in the same place. Because this has happened right now again. So let me reenact it. He's over here. He's throwing a fucking fit. He's knocking shit around. I said, Whopper. What the fuck? What? I was like, have you not met Jesus? Fucking, Jesus doesn't give a fuck about my anger. He knows me. He made me. He made his anger. Now, I personally believe what I think about what was going on with him. I just experienced it again. Motherfucker was captured. Whatever that Yahweh thing is, I don't think it's God. I'm just saying, is it an entity? Is it... Your guess is as good as mine, and I don't even give a fuck. Yahweh is an asshole. Alright? I said it. He's a piece of shit. He's not Jesus' dad. Straight up. Now, take that with your biblical, however you want to go with it. I know some Bible people will be upset to hear that. And I want you to be. That's all I'm saying. I'm rocking this fucking boat on purpose here. As it was rocked for me. Now, he told me that he was made that way. And this is the way it is. I was like, that's not Jesus. I was like, I don't know who the fuck he's worshiping. Who is he talking to? When I asked that question, just like before, now I don't even have to have the response. Same thing occurs. The Lord knew that I was puzzled at this. The Lord that lives in my heart, I'm saying that. I feel it. I felt it up here. I guess it's actually the higher heart area, generalized area of your fucking organs. Okay? Let's call it a body thing. Body dowsing with the Lord. You know, the Lord of my life that lives in my body. That I'm moving. I'm dethroning my liver. Sorry, liver. You ain't the king. Moving it to the heart. But the liver can regenerate. Liver, you're out. This guy's in. The heart's in. The heart's got the crown. Liver's upset. Probably going to act a fool. Maybe there's going to be some fallout. It doesn't matter. There's a war in the body. It's resolved. The crowned one is in the heart. This one tells me, you see what you're seeing over here with your dad. I was like, yeah, what's going on with that? They're like, don't worry about it. We got this. This is what I heard. We got this. You get you. And because I was so disturbed by how fucking next level read into the anger zone. Danger zone. He didn't have the brakes. Jesus gave me some brakes. I get pause. I can do all kinds of shit. If I say it in the way that you could understand that that's a simple thing to do with yourself, maybe you can understand that. We don't have to worship some invisible thing here. Maybe it can be some psychology. I don't know what to tell you. But the same thing caused me to get on the stand, tell the lawyer no, I have to go and say on the stand this shit, because there wasn't a place for me to do that in the system, because it would bring up my past, like it's going on now. She's brought up the past. All this other stuff was looking to get it out then and was being assisted. This is the mind control or the whatever you want to call it. This is they're the system. They do it. She's not even aware of it like that. So I don't care. I don't have an issue with that. I won. I'm free. So what? I don't have to be upset with that. I can be free if I set my master correct. If I have the right master and my master doesn't lead me incorrect, I'm golden. I'll learn. I'll be okay. I'm not let down yet, ever once. So I'm here again. And I had to bring this message forward. And I lost the message because the phone call came. And I had to say it. And I wasn't ready. I didn't prepare myself. I was on the phone. I'd already put it off. And I dropped the bomb. And I heard all those things that I saw that I was familiar with. The not forgiving, the punish and reward. I'm going to punish you, but then I'm going to reward you. All that shit, we're all familiar with it. It's psychological terror. You can do it to yourself. You should stop punching yourself in the face if you can. But I mean, if you don't recognize that's going on, a lot of times without a punch in the face, it's that fucking simple. You want to punch yourself in the face? I mean, it won't even make the sound to break character. It's ritually fucking, you have raised the thing on the pole. So Bible prophecy self-fulfilling. Like when you try to get away from it, and then here it is. Congratulations. This is the best Halloween costume I never got to do. The gold dragon is actually a red dragon. So I told the woman that I've learned how to do this. I've learned how to do this whole time. I thought maybe you had died. I thought different things. She's done nothing but beat herself up. She wasn't able to do it at the time. And I was like, hold on. You really don't know what it's... You don't know what it's like to actually fucking be able to fuck... I could fucking murder you. I could straight up murder you, bitch. I could do it in my sleep. I could do, if I got mad enough, you'd be done. You'd be done. And they raised these women, and they did, to think that they could do this and get away with it. And it wasn't in a way that, like, they were planning for that. It was so well ingrained. Like, it was muscle memory. Even now. It's like, because they don't have, there's no option. There's no list of options. Hey, don't call the cops on the person. You know, I was having night terrors one night. I was living at their house. We had a baby. It was our first son. He was very, very young. And I was having a nightmare or some shit. Night terrors. I don't know what to say about it because I didn't have anything to have night terrors from, so it never made sense. I had it younger in my life. But I probably woke her up kicking her or something, you know, because I was having a nightmare. Now, when she woke up, we all woke up, the parents came in there. They saw that she wasn't hurt. They heard that it was night terrors. They understood all this. And then they asked her did she want them to call the cops or not? And that stood out. I noticed it. I noticed it right then. I didn't think that was a fucking cool thing at all. I didn't know what to do about that, but it always stood out. It stood out. I was like, this is fucked up. I was like, they know, and they don't even, none of them had the thought that, hey, this guy's a member of your family too. If he's got night terrors, maybe he doesn't need to go to jail. Maybe he's not trying to murder the wife. They lost family members because fucking her dad murdered the mom. He did. He killed 7 other women. It never made any sense to me. It never will. It never will. But nobody ever fucking looked. Nobody ever even thought to look, or, you know, and that's fucked up. Because if you do the one of the people that fucked up to just, then you're not even aware of it. Like, thanks. I mean, that's a good way to end those nightmares. I didn't ever have any more night terrors after that. Now I think that was the reason for them, because it snapped me out of them. I don't even remember what I was dreaming. I'm glad I kicked her ass and woke her up too. I'm glad now, shit, because I heard everything she just said, and it's so fucked up because it clings onto it. There's not even an awareness that there is a way to let go of it. And I tried. I was brokenhearted years before. I was like, there's not even an option to heal. I was like, because they don't have a place for it. They don't have a fucking, everything's goal oriented. And if they don't have a reason to do it, if it's not in their interest at all, and healing you is not in their interest. And if you need your partner, the couple, a married couple, to heal how they relate, and there's no vested interest in doing that, what kind of relationship are you going to have? What are you going to have? You're going to be battling against each other to see who can stay alive and get the shit. What kind of bullshit is that? That's not even a fucking marriage. That's not even a good fucking friendship. That's a fear-based, I'm not even aware of what I'm afraid of, pussy ass way of fucking doing shit. And I think it's so deep in the fucking works that I just pointed it out. I was like, that's not at all what I don't look. I don't think that what you just said. I'm not trying to do that. And I'm just saying, hey, my fathers go all the way back as a straight line. And if I stop the connection, it's on me. And they want me to say, hey, get her to do something to make this right. It's late. Wasted a lot of time. And she's all crying, and she's wasted a lot of time. And she's mad that I'm okay with having my friends playing with their kids and not hiding that from my son, who's also fucked up about why is he seeing me being a good person and not able to reconcile it. It wants to be bitter and wants him to just be bitter with it and wants me to just take that bitter, I'm upset about this because, well, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to beat you up about nothing either. But my friends' kids like me and I'm friends with them and they like spending time with me because we get along and I'm a good person. So if I have to pretend not to be a good person, if that's what's going on, what's really going on? I'm not approaching her like trying to see the bad person in her. I'm just saying something's fucked up with that and somebody's doing it to you. Why would you do that to my son? Why would you not be able to see that? Oh, I know why. Because these people have done it to you your whole life. And she just proved that point. And it's fucked up because all I could say is that. I was like, well, I don't know about any of that. I was like, I got led to this. I didn't get to be, you want me to feel like I should feel sorry for not, she was so upset at the not guilty that Jesus led me to, because it led me not to be guilty and I didn't have to lie. I don't know if the timelines split, but if the timelines did, the version that she's telling the story, that shit was an amalgamation of all the other shit that happened before that she didn't feel she had the power to do anything about, and then suddenly did have it at that court trial. And they didn't need her to but say one thing. And they doubled up times 6 her shit and even her dad's. And none of that happened. And they've been doing that with him for a long time. And that I disturbed this. Why are you throwing this in my face? I was like, because you haven't answered the one question I'm left with. How could I be led to have this experience where they did this and not come back and ask you if you want to be free from that or not? Because I don't know why you would want to continue in that. I'm not mad at you about shit. I see that you're fucked up. But unfortunately, I was the one that did all that stuff at different times. You, so I was supposed to go on trial for that. If that's what you want, you can lose that guy now, but you would have to do that to yourself. That's what's happening because I can't have a relationship with that. Why would I want to do that? I can't have that relationship for my children. Why would I want to do that? It's just I have the perspective that she doesn't have, and it's taken me a long time to get it because I didn't have it. I didn't have that heart, and I didn't get it from myself. I'm telling you, something fucking led me, and it led me from my body, and it was done by helping other people along the way. It caused to grow a body sensation I could rely on, so much so that it saved me from 20 years of prison that I was supposed to go to and broke the matrix. And now I'm breaking it again because I'm trying to jailbreak her ass because they were about to do it to her, and I'm like, I don't think so. I'm like, I'm cracking it over. She asked me for some money, so I tried to sell to this guy. What does he do? He comes and gives me drugs, and he never comes back. He doesn't even get the thing, and even that goes to some sort of body healing shit. And I didn't even have to say anything about it. I just experienced it. I was like, see, this I already know what the fuck's going on, and like you can't get from the father like she doesn't. It's fucked up, and I've heard it because there really is uh, a force that is enabled that is trying to get you, but the only thing not there is her awareness that is operating through her because I'm the absence of it. That's all I got. I don't have that. I don't have any connection to $100,000 I didn't get to make. I only didn't say the part of it. I'm like, if I had the chance to relieve my rights, I would have done that. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's what I got from you. And it's just smarter to do that. And I haven't done that because that's the only card I have left to play in the card game. And I don't feel like playing cards. I mean, this is my family. I'm trying to play the chess game with ancestral guidance is the guide and not get into the fucking you get drawn into these other battles and you lose everything. You can't gamble with other people's lives. You can lose yours and you can lose someone else's too. That's the real bad parenting because I don't know why she would even think that it wouldn't be time. I'm just at the place where I'm at. I can't be any different, and I don't have the anger that she's not got able to get healed from. And I don't think she understands why I'm not the old me, and I know that I'm just not. So I don't know what to say. That was unexpected. There was a lot of glitching in it too, because you're fucking with the reality where it's butting up with someone else's reality. And if they're expecting you to be something that you're not, you're going to have a ripple or a glitch. It might be weird, but if it's weird, it's an opportunity to get through it. Because if you forget about it, then you didn't. Then what's the point? There's a glitch, but there's a point to it because something's leading you. If you're leading, I'm taking myself to be the leader as the man of the family because that was the one thing that they always cut off was the man of the family who was pursuant of Christ energy in truth. Because they have the fake version, they have that. They're the king of it's the father-in-law. That guy is the king of fake. He ain't got Jesus. He ain't got fucking nothing. He's got fake, polished, and I just told her that. I was like, how do you not think that there's not going to be a conflict? You know, there is a conflict. I guess You can't choose for someone else. All you can do is put the fucking cards on the table.